Morning, boys and girls. So I'm just here in Corbridge, which is on the wall route, and this is the final push. You can see Newcastle 17 miles away, final push to the end, and I'm going to introduce a video now. So Alan from ChALange Accepted or ChALange Accepted is talking about his why, his preparation for the wall, and how he's feeling for the big day. So enjoy.
Well, good morning. So Mr. Jones has asked me to do a short video about my training so far, my experiences and my thoughts for next week. So I've got some questions to answer here, so let's start on these. So one of the questions: what does a typical training week look like for you? So a typical training week for me is going to be different every week. I'm just too erratic. I don't have any real consistency. I've had periods where there's been 3 or 4 weeks when it's been 50 miles. I've had weeks when it's been less than 10 miles. Just kind of by feel, really. Some weeks I've just felt knackered, so I've let my body rest. Other weeks I've had events on, so I've kept going. I don't have any consistency, I'm afraid. What's been the hardest part of training so far? Hardest part has been just still learning about fueling. I'm terrible at fueling. It worries me on the day. Fueling, hydrating, just keeping it going and not bonking out at 40 miles. What's your longest training run before race day? So a couple of weeks ago, a big group of us did just under 40 miles. We got the train to Vindelander and ran back along the route, so the second half of the route. Great day out, but some of us got our fueling slightly wrong as we left our sandwiches and potatoes in the fridge and went with no fuel. So yes, that was tricky, but probably quite interesting to see that I could still manage the 40 miles on almost no fuel. So that was actually quite a positive in the end, as much as it didn't feel like it at the time. Do you do strength training or cross training? No. Just over here I have an outdoor cupboard that has my bike set up for indoor Zwifting, and I'm supposed to have been doing that, and I've done none of it. And I'm really frustrated with that. I don't know why, I just haven't got into it this year. What keeps you going when you want to quit? I don't have an explanation for it. I just don't quit. I think there's probably psychologically quite a lot of reasons why that is, but I just don't quit. I don't need an excuse, I don't need a reason. I just don't allow myself to stop. Don't know what that's about. What's your goal for the race? So, I did it last year. I suppose the camera will pick that up. I've got the tattoo, and I finished last year. I was aiming for about 16, 17 hours, and I ended up taking over 19 hours, finished at 2 o'clock in the morning. So when I re-entered it again this year, my initial plan was to beat that time and get the time tattoo underneath in green to show that I could do it faster. But the whole ChALange Accepted phenomenon happened, and I decided I'd rather spend my time helping other people achieve their awesome, because me doing it 2 hours faster is going to change nothing in the world, but helping 20 people or 50 people or however many people to actually finish would just be so much more powerful for me. So yes, that's been my target. How much it'll affect me on race day I don't know, because I've been able to train and have the motivation to train by helping others, so hopefully it's helped me anyway. What shoes or gear are you wearing for the wall? Oh. How much time has everyone spent thinking about that? Shoes, well, I won't be wearing Crocs. I will be wearing my Saucony, just normal road shoes until Hexham, where I'll be putting on my Hokas, which are half a size too big and hopefully will feel luxurious. Also, I've recently got my first pair of Injinji socks, so I'll be wearing those. Had very minor issues last year with blisters compared to most people, but still don't want blisters. What's something non-runners would never expect about ultras? Now, when you say to people, work colleagues or whatever, about the fueling, the eating, they always say, oh, that sounds fantastic. What non-runners do not appreciate and understand is probably next Saturday it'll be 8,000 calories that we'll burn on the day, plus the 2,000 that we're supposed to have. So there's 10,000 calories. A non-runner will never ever appreciate how hard it is to eat 10,000 calories. It's just, whilst you're running as well, it's just not possible. So force feeding yourself is actually one of the biggest challenges on the day, and that's the thing that non-runners will never ever understand. What's the longest run you've done before the wall? Well, last year I did my first ultra was the Kingdom of Northumbria. Is it Kingdom of Northumbria? Northumberland, whatever it's called. But really I only entered that because I was doing the wall. Before I'd even entered the wall, probably the longest was the Chevy Chase up in the Cheviots, 20-mile fell race. That would have been the longest one. Never done a marathon. What's more difficult, the physical or mental side of ultra running? Well, for me that's a no-brainer, because I've got no brain. The physical side. Mentally, I love it. I'm only in it for the mental side of it. I just think it's fabulous. The mental strength you get from doing a long run is just fabulous. The feeling afterwards. I quite often go straight in the bath, pour myself a large drink, and I just feel really good, really positive, and I'll often sit and reflect on, you know, what went well, what went wrong, and all that sort of stuff. But generally, I just feel fantastic. But physically, I'm just not built for running, so I'll never ever be a good ultra runner or short runner or whatever. But mentally, I'm strong, so that kind of compensates. What are you most excited about on race day? Now, I don't want to sound too cheesy here, but all those people that have been a part of the ChALange Accepted adventure over the last 6-7 months, on wall day I feel quite emotional thinking about it. We're all going to be in it together, and I've got this little part of me that keeps telling myself I've played a part in that, and there's going to be a lot of people who finish on the day that are going to be thinking I did that, and thanks to ChALange Accepted. And if just one person thinks that, it's all going to have been worth it. I'm just a bit overwhelmed by it all. When I started it, I was hoping 2 or 3 people might tag along with us, but 2,000 people on the channel, and our WhatsApp group of lunatics. It's just been overwhelming. So on race day, I'm going to be feeling a bit emotional, and we've hopefully got Lee, who's going to be doing updates for the group on the day as the day goes on. Thanks, Lee. And that's going to be really, really powerful to see how everybody's getting on and what people are achieving and overcoming and things like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm most looking forward to. How do you plan to celebrate afterwards? Last question. So when I finished last year, for the last however many miles, the last 10k took me 2.5 hours, so I had a lot of time to think about this. I'd envisaged sitting in the bath with my very large Black Russian, just feeling fabulous. But when I did get home and did get in the bath with my cup of tea, I just looked like I was about 90 and in the final stages of whatever illness. I didn't look good. So in the end I had no drink, no nothing. I had to get literally lifted out of the bath. I was ashamed because I was determined that I was going to be strong enough to get out of the bath, and I couldn't. Literally, physically could not get out of the bath. Went to bed, straight out. But I was then awake again at 7:30 in the morning, went downstairs, poured myself a large drink, sat on the sofa in silence and had my moment, and that was my little celebration. It was only a little drink, and 7:30 in the morning is a funny time to have a drink, but it was my moment to say yes, I fucking did this, I fucking did it. Having never done anything like it before, doing all the training on my own, having no idea what I was doing, to finish, that was good. So, yes, people like John, who's been doing all these fabulous videos, who's a great runner, people in the group who are hikers and walkers who started doing a bit of jogging. The greatest thing about this event and our group is that it's all abilities. There are people in our group who could smash this. Next week could really do some good times. And there are people there who, if they finish, it'll be the greatest achievement of their lives. And I think that's the best thing about our group. We are just mixed, but all feeling awesome, all very positive and very optimistic. So thanks, John, for being a part of it. Thanks to everyone else. It's been emotional. See you on that start line. GoPro, stop recording.